My name is Marty Linsky. I've been teaching at the Harvard Kennedy School for 35 years. Most of the last 2 decades I've been teaching about leadership. I've written about leadership, I've thought about it, I've talked to lots and lots of people about exercising leadership. And one of the ongoing questions that I've had is, why don't we, and I say we, you and I, why don't we exercise leadership more often than we do? And here's kind of my current thinking about that. I think leadership is a dangerous activity, and I think that's why we don't exercise leadership more often than we do. Now, what makes it dangerous? What makes it risky? It's the difference between telling people what they want to hear and telling people what they need to hear. And that difference, that moment when you're feeling that there's something people need to hear, but it's not what they want to hear, those are moments that are leadership opportunities. And what happens when you do that is you get pushback. I don't think you ever can know you're exercising leadership unless you're meeting resistance. And most of us don't get up in the morning wondering how we can piss people off today. Most of us get up in the morning asking ourselves how we can make the people who love us even more than they did yesterday. So I think that's what makes leadership risky, is that you're inviting resistance, you're inviting pushback. And what that pushback comes from is not just that you are saying something that people don't want to hear, but it also comes from the reality that when you're exercising leadership, you're asking people to move away from some truth that has worked for them, some way of looking at the world that has been successful for them. But your assumption is that it's not going to work for them going forward. And what that means is that you're asking people to give up something that has been important to them, asking people to leave behind some idea, some values, some constituents, some people that they've relied on in the past. So my 2 favorite definitions of leadership are, first, leadership is about disappointing your own people at a rate that they can absorb. Leadership is about disappointing your own people at a rate that they can absorb. And my other favorite definition of leadership, which helps me understand what makes it risky, is that leadership is about the distribution of loss. Leadership is about the distribution of loss. When you're exercising leadership, you're in the grief counseling business. You're helping people through a period of loss that they'd prefer not to go through. And that's what makes it risky. That's what makes it difficult.